The story gained prominence back in 2010, when a young man was arrested in the United States. He was suspected of robbery and drug possession. At the police station, the guy filled out a standard questionnaire, his fingerprints were taken, and only the special signs column remained empty. The fact is that the detainee literally lacked half of his head. This surprised the law enforcement officers so much that there was simply no point in recording any other features. Carlos Rodriguez was born a perfectly healthy child. However, as a teenager, he got involved with bad company, which was the cause of the main tragedy of his life. At the age of 14, a young man already using drugs stole a car in which, according to the classics of the genre, he had an accident. Taking off through the windshield, Carlos literally split his skull on the asphalt. However, he survived and began to recover, although the doctors had to remove half of the skull along with the brain. According to official science, Carlos Rodriguez should have spent the rest of the days in a state of at least a mental disorder. This is understandable, because more than half of his brain was removed. It was assumed that physically he would not be able to remain complete, because he lacked the most important parts of the brain responsible for the functioning of the body. However, Carlos Rodriguez calmly recovered and continued his life as if nothing had happened. At the same time, scientists are confused by the fact that his mental abilities were not affected at all after the removal of most of the brain. He fully retained his memory and lives a full life. An interesting fact is that even after this tragedy, he still has problems with the law, and does not deny himself anything. When his photos first appeared on the internet, disputes began about whether it was Photoshop or not. Today, Carlos is a man without a brain, recording regular videos confirming his life story and showing his skull. It is believed that if a person is missing some part of the brain, then its functions are taken over by the remaining parts of the brain. But what about the almost completely absent brain? In this regard, scientists have a hypothesis that the nerve endings in the abdominal region are capable of assuming some managerial functions in the event of inoperability or absence of the brain. In a word, this story from the life of a man without a brain, as he was dubbed by the Western media, clearly proves that a person is incredibly complex, and that science has not yet answered many questions.